Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another movie review. When From Up on Poppy Hill came out on DVD, and of course Japan got to see this first when it was released in 2011, I had never really heard of this film. I did know through my research that it was done by Goro Miyazaki rather than Hayao Miyazaki. Yes, it's still through Studio Ghibli, but it's Goro's work, not Hayao's. But you can see that Goro is really following in his father's footsteps. At least I feel he is. And his presentation of the human condition, particularly in this film, takes place after the events of World War II and the Korean War, mainly the Korean War, and Japan's still picking up the pieces from those events. And um, it truly is just a magnificent, uplifting, enlightening, feel-good film that just puts you in a good mood, and everything about it is just absolutely resplendent. The characters are very relatable and likable, colorful characters, and the backdrops are just absolute eye candy. It's a feast for the eyes, and so is the music. The music is very eclectic. You have some piano pieces that just really warm your heart and kind of remind you of Chopin, I think. Um, well, to me it did. Uh, and some of the music was jazzy, and it had kind of that feel to it. It had a song that I recognized, even though I wasn't really born in that era. But I don't know the name of it, but it goes da 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 dun na 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 dun na 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 na. And actually I think that song was popular. It came overseas because a lot of those who were fighting in the war, World War II, Korean War, that song was really popular, and it crossed overseas. So I thought, how on earth do I know this? That's so nostalgic to me, and I knew it for some strange reason. I can't quite figure out why, but I just felt like this is part of my soul for some strange reason, and it resonates with me. I'm not sure, but I really, it's a great, really happy tune, and it just has a lot of meaning behind it. The story itself, it takes place before Japan is preparing for the Olympics, of course, after World War II and the Korean War. And you've got the main character's Umi, and Umi lives in this family, this big extended family, and she has run of the house. She's basically the matron, and her mom's away in America, so she's taking care of all the responsibilities basically. And outside of her home, she's got a flagpole, and she puts up her flags, her semaphores, for her father to see them. Of course, the movie explains that, and very sadly so, it's just tragic, and it really tugs at your heartstrings. A lot of things do with this film. Her father hit a landmine. Well, actually, he hit a mine when when he was with his crew, and they all died. But she still kept the semaphores up, feeling that he would answer her with his own semaphore, and it was just such a touching thing. I felt she meets and falls in love with Shun in the movie, and you can tell that they are just meant to be together, and it's just such a sweet, tender, inspiring, and really quite beautiful love story. Um, of course, there are complications in that too, but I'm not going to go into that because that would be ruining quite a bit of the story. Um, most of the tale actually centers on this place where the boys do a lot of their club activities. It's called the Latin Quarter, and the building has been there for seems like ages, and it's collecting dust and everything. And Umi is brought into it, and she sees what potential it could have, even though it's just dilapidated and in definite need of repair. And she really gets it turned around, and so many people at the debate club want it torn down, and Shu is not. He's opposed to that idea because he feels like it's part of who they are. It's their past. It connects them all together, and that's one crux of the film: togetherness and remembering where they came from, their origin, their purpose, and the whole theme of family. These are very important throughout the film, and of course, in any Miyazaki film, these particular archetypes are brought into focus, and it's done in such a way that it really makes you feel glad that you're a human being, because it brings out the best qualities, I think, in humanity. Um, this film is really quite a marvel, and it truly is a gem. And I think anybody who is a lover of animation in general, or music, or just story, the story itself, it just weaves such a spectacular storyline that you can't help but get lost in it. And though the ending is kind of up in the air, it really wasn't to me, because I felt like everything was pretty well stated in just one particular scene with Umi and Shun. But I'm not gonna say what happens because, and again, spoiler alert. I'm not going to do so. Excuse me. But as far as films go, I think this is another one of Goro's masterpieces, and I think it deserves 2 thumbs up and 5 stars across the board. No questions asked. I just absolutely adored it. I feel like a better person for having watched it. I feel happier having seen it, and it just really made my day, which was not really that great. It made it 10 times better. So if you have a chance to see From Up on Poppy Hill, I would definitely recommend it. It's truly a sensational story that will probably make you cry if you're like me, and very touched by just human emotion, and a really excellent love story and friendship. Just the power of friendship. Not sounding like a brony again, but anyway, or a Pegasister. I'd rather call myself a Pegasister, but the power of friendship, and how how that element itself is not one to be underrated. But this is most likely the best animated film I've seen in a good long while, and I know Japan got it first, but I'm so glad that they dubbed it, and they had such a very talented voice cast. I didn't know anybody who was involved, but I didn't care because it was just so um, marvelously done. I was just in awe the entire time. I truly was. I just think that this is a really awesome film, and it should be watched with an open heart and open mind. And even if you haven't watched anime before, give this a chance. Maybe you'll find something that you can relate to here, because I know I could. And I just thought that it's really had such a powerful meaning in its ethos, and it's just Hayao. I think Hayao should be very proud of what his son is doing, and even though he's retiring now, I think that the legacy of Studio Ghibli is in excellent hands, by far.